All right, here
All
we are.
right.
Back week 2, talking about prayer.
Talking about hey. So we got a couple new things.
Oh yeah, for the YouTube video, a couple awesome new things. One, we had some sand timers.
Yeah,
here in the office. None of them were long enough for our long-winded podcast.
They were short.
So I brought one I had from home. It's my wife's, and it's gonna count down. It's doing a countdown.
Yeah,
for us. So we have the sands of time.
The sands of time
present, and something else that I rescued from a thrift store.
Finally, we referenced it 5 or 6 podcasts ago. Mitch finally brought it in. It's amazing.
It is.
I'm gonna have to find more. We'll have to get a collection.
We will.
So I think where we kind of left off was talking about. We were talking about prayer. We were talking about different kinds of prayer, like how I like to, how you like to, all that kind of stuff. But I'm interested in how you're going to your thought process around bringing prayer into your fitness goals, for your health goals.
Health goals.
All
right, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, every January, it's not some attempt at. It's not a grandiose vision. It's a reset, right? It's a intentional clean things up. I'm not planning to be on an elimination diet for the rest of my life. I don't have a specific goal that I'm trying to hit or reach or achieve dietarily.
Okay.
But I'm cleaning up. I clean up the diet.
Cleaning up your act.
Every year. And I have a cousin who's a dietitian who recommends this Whole30 diet, not a sponsor.
Could be.
But it's not. It's a diet in the way you would think a diet consists of the things you eat. That is your diet.
Sure.
Right? Like what you eat is your diet. Well,
have so much vegetables, have so much fruit.
Just what you eat.
Yeah,
and it's very much, there's, it eliminates all the major anti-inflammatories.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, not a health podcast.
My stomach's been inflamed for like 20 years now. That's a weight joke. If
that is
nobody caught it
on the web. If anybody's out there listening, that's an inflated waistline joke.
So what? So is it because the response? Is it because of all the candy and the snacks and the stuff during Christmas time that you're like, man, I've got to reset? Or is it the idea that you've got to work hard so you can play a little bit later?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, okay.
It's about completely resetting and trying to get back to a good stasis after
Thanksgiving,
after the horrible
Christmas.
things we did from about Thanksgiving on. And then, I think our bodies are like in shock from like the sugar and then
the food
and then it goes into have you had the have you ever just like eliminated added sugars from your diet?
I tried once, but it's crazy how much stuff has sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you don't even think about like chips, like Doritos.
Oh yeah,
they
everything.
add sugar
everything.
into it. It's like so you can't eat really almost any processed food.
No processed food. That's where I am.
You can have natural sugars like a strawberry or an apple or something like that, but
that's where I am.
Not apple juice.
Anyway, successfully have made it 12 days.
12 days.
And I think I made the commitment. We talked about this on podcast earlier. I was going to invite God into this aspect of my life because I think this is sometimes the places you don't, right? You have the parts of your life that you're willing to invite God into, and there are others you don't want to bother Him with it, or that it's too personal, which is interesting, right? It's too personal. Can you overshare with God?
Oh, see, we were talking about this earlier, and I will answer your question first, and then we'll talk about it. But I don't think you can because God knows everything already, so you're not really sharing. Well, you know what I mean?
Okay, I'm with you. So no,
he already knows.
So no, you can't overshare.
So you can't. So we have this. Let's just back it up for a second and let So Midge made a comment about, I don't know, somebody not oversharing, or how do you like have a conversation on oversharing like earlier.
Oh,
and
well, someone said, whoa, oversharing.
oh yeah, they were like oversharing. We're like, nah, it was really oversharing.
And I said, well, the more you share, the closer you become with other people, and it strengthens your relationship. So, your level of, and this is once again, go back to the episode before about the casualness of prayer and where that is. And so, we all have different levels of what we're willing to share.
Yeah.
And I think my honest sharing can strengthen relationships. You just can't take it too far.
Yeah.
So that's where this question came in.
My statement was, I think the goal would be to your wife or your spouse or your significant other. That should be a person that you can't overshare with, right? Because they should want to know everything that's going on in your world and all that kind of stuff. So, that being said, somebody then joined the conversation and said, well, maybe that other person doesn't want to hear that information, right? Which is, that's kind of a fair point. But I feel like you're not really... So I'm going to say that there's a fine line between, like, the oversharing of, hey, I don't want to know that information, right? Like your bowel movements or something, right? Versus oversharing, like, maybe something that you're shameful of, or you're fearful of, or whatever. You should be able to share those things, but it's some of the other stuff maybe they don't want you to share. You can, but they don't want you to. Yeah. Okay.
And usually they would feel empowered to cut you off. Like, hey, that's good. And
I'm good.
Especially not over dinner.
Yeah.
So inviting God into the health and fitness realm of your life, and intentionality. So I have to have a method. If I'm going to have success in something, I have to have some sort. I don't like structure at all, but if I'm going to have success in something, I have to have some routine.
Okay.
Right? So my mornings start off with reading, and usually something helpful, beneficial.
Nonfiction.
Yeah. Scriptures, articles, commentaries,
biographies.
Depends on what I'm working on at the time. Topical. If have a sermon coming up, it'll be topical related to that, or scriptural related to that, or commentary related to that. And then like prayer time. It's not super long. It's pretty short, but I've now concluded.
Now, do you set your alarm and you wake up at a certain time to do this, or is it just like whenever I wake up?
No,
I'm going to do X, Y, Z.
No, because I'll tell you, at the end of this is my hard break for getting my oldest up, because he's out the door first. First bus comes. So, anyway, conclude it with, now that, since the first of the year, short prayer that's just, Lord, I need you. Help me. Keep me strong. Help the willpower, and keep me progressing in this direction I'm heading. I know that you can help me overcome my temptations.
Which I will point out that you brought in donuts today.
Sure did.
And you didn't have one.
Whole box
yet.
No, I don't plan on it.
Okay. Well, you don't plan on it. Could happen.
It could happen.
What if you had to give up coffee?
Yeah, I'd switch to tea. Do I have to give up?
Like, let's say caffeine.
Caffeine all day.
Yeah.
I could do that.
You caffeine-free tea. Is it the hot thing that you need?
No, I think it's the caffeine.
Okay. So why are you choosing to do it in the morning? Is it that you're a morning person, that's when you function the best? Or it's just the arbitrary time frame?
Oh man, you want to get into the psychoanalytics of how I function. if I didn't set my mind and set my day right in the morning, I would eat that donut.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like,
All right.
I'm like the give a mouse a cookie guy.
Yeah.
Well, I already ate a donut.
So you can have two.
Well, I'll eat whatever's left in the box.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The streak has ended. Right? So the gloves come off and it's so anyway, yeah, it's not a one donut will turn into a box of donut. That's me, man.
What was the potato chip? Was it Lay's where you just can't have one? It was like their commercial.
No, it's Pringles.
Pringles. You just can't have one. Was it Pringles?
No, that's once you
No.
pop. Once you've popped, you just can't stop. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But there was one that was like, you can't just have one. It was either Lay's or it was Ruffles. But Ruffles have ridges.
See, that's where my wife Laura and I we're so opposite. But for her, that would be it. That's like challenge accepted.
Right.
Oh,
I can't just have one.
Ooh, look. Oh, somebody brought in donuts. Well, I'm being good, but
I'll have half of one.
I'll take a little wedge out of there just to bite, savor it.
Savor it.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice. Walk away.
I
hate people like that. Now, I personally, I'm not really into sweets. So like a Snickers bar, like I love Snickers bars, but not a sponsor. But like I eat half of it, and then I'm kind of like, oh, like that was good. But then I have to eat the other half because you can't save it. So like, cookies, for example, right? You bring me a dozen cookies, I'll probably have 3 or 4, and that'll be it. The rest of them will go to somebody else or whatever. I get a craving for something, and I'll eat that, and then I'm good. I don't naturally overindulge, I think, in the sweets.
In the sugar.
In the sugar.
I sure do.
Coke, on the other hand, I could drink like 4 Cokes in a row.
Well, that's overindulging in the sugar.
I know, but so I don't. Is basically my response.
So
I try to have just one.
Back on topic. You ever had?
I felt like we were on topic.
No, we are. But you ever had an accountability partner? I think that's what I'm doing.
Like my wife?
Yeah, I'm intentionally.
Making God your accountability
Using
partner.
Jesus as my accountability partner.
Interesting. Shouldn't you do that every day, regardless?
Yeah, but I'm doing it in something small. See what I mean?
I got you.
In my diet, it's a small thing.
So you're doing Whole30, is what you're saying, or are you just staying away from sugar?
The 30's just the length of time, the 30 days.
Right,
So we
30
joke, yeah, we're shooting for a whole 15.
Yeah, but aren't you? I was gonna say, aren't you like going on vacation before the 30 days is over?
Yeah, so that'd be my target date.
Oh, okay.
Make it there.
Did you start in December?
No, January 1, always.
So you're gonna pick it back up when you come back from vacation?
Nope.
Or you're just resetting for January?
I'll just reset. Yeah, just a January reset. And then the nice thing about the reset is you don't go, it will be Thanksgiving before I fall as hard as I did. Okay, here's
so
one.
like Valentine's Day doesn't get you with all the candies?
This. Puppy chow.
Puppy chow,
We talked about this,
right?
right?
Love me some puppy chow.
It's Crispix,
yeah.
peanut butter, stick of butter, package of chocolate chips. Okay?
Yeah, and powdered sugar, right?
And half a bag of powdered sugar. Yeah, full pound of powdered sugar.
Full pound
all right?
of powdered sugar.
Not proud, but kind of proud. My boys and I, we could put down a batch of that in one sitting. If
You need to make a batch. If you're going to make a
Challenge.
batch for somebody else, you're really making 2 batches to eat 1 batch while you make the second batch that you'll actually give away.
and it's so easy and quick to make.
Oh, yeah.
That we're challenge accepted.
So would you not have this Chex Mix we got over here? There's no sugar in it.
There is.
Is there?
That stuff's made out of corn.
That's true. It's the cereal, right? It's got
Yeah.
sugar in it, even if it's healthy. So what kind of, do you eat granola for breakfast?
No.
Why not? You don't like granola, or
You want
it's got
to?
sugar in it?
You want to? Can I overshare?
Well, I
You want to know what I have for breakfast?
sure. Eggs?
No. You want to
bacon?
guess? No.
Nothing.
Big old bowl. Wait for it.
Grape nuts.
Vegetable beef stew.
Vegetable beef stew. Okay, well, I mean, to each their own.
Oh, it was in the fridge.
What would you normally have that's actually a breakfast item for breakfast?
Eggs. I made
Eggs.
an egg white omelet the other day with a
Yeah.
bunch of those the mushrooms.
Turkey bacon.
No. It
Is there
had
anything wrong with regular bacon in the Whole30 plan?
Nitrates.
Nitrates?
The-
Interesting.
The nitrate preservative.
Because there are some
There's
diets.
uncured bacon that doesn't contain nitrates. You can
Sure.
you can go with that.
There's one that one of my other buddies does all the time, where it's like you can eat all the meat you want. Mm-hmm. You just eat like 2 pounds of bacon for lunch or whatever. I'm like, what? And his cholesterol and everything went down.
Amazing.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Somebody eat like 3 pounds of bacon for lunch. Of course, this was pre-inflation, so you could get it. 3 pounds of bacon didn't cost you $20.
Yeah, pre-COVID, you could go to a buffet.
Oh man, let me a buffet. Well, that's good. I mean, that's so you're only doing it. You only do it once a year. You only do it in January.
Yep.
You're not gonna like pick it up in July again or August or.
I'll pick up. I maintain pieces of it throughout the year, but I love all the variety. I love all the food groups.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. There's no reason to be 100% without dairy. Unless you have an allergy or
Like
right.
my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't. I don't need to be anti-flour unless I have an allergy, and so.
So, do you do the thing that most people do? This is what I suggest for anybody that wants to try to cut anything out in their life, is to get it all out of your house. So if you don't want sugar,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
go give it to a neighbor.
That's me, man.
Like throw it away if it's really old candy from last year's Valentine's Day, right? Get it out of the house because you're less likely to like sit there and go, I really want some candy, and then get up, get in the car, drive to a grocery store or gas station, get you some candy, drive home, sit back down and eat it, right?
Correct.
So we're fundamentally lazy human beings, so we wouldn't do that. But it's so much easier to get up, go to your pantry, get some candy, and that's it. And I think that's the key right there. The real problem is when you have somebody in the family that has a sweet tooth but doesn't overindulge.
Yeah.
Right?
Married to her.
Like your wife, right? Because then she's like, hey, why can't we just have a bowl of candy sitting here once a week? I'm going to grab a little piece of candy and eat it, and that's perfect for me. And you're like, well, because I can't stare at a giant bowl of candy.
Yeah, I'll eat those Hershey Kisses by the fistful and spit out the foil.
Right? Yeah. I think that's the key is like getting rid of it and all forms of it. Don't just get rid of the candy, get rid of the soda, get rid of the
But
Fruity Pebbles.
Here's what I'm doing. This is where I think the my Jesus accountability partner thing. This is what I'm going for. This is like next level here on not just leaving the accessibility of it in your life. Then you're actually conquering it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You're defeating the temptation.
Yes. Not just avoiding it. You're not pushing it down. You're #winning.
Yeah, but I just feel like the temptation's there. It's like one of the things that like when somebody goes to, not that I've ever been, but they go to rehab or whatever. Like let's say they were addicted to drugs or alcohol or something.
Yep.
Go to rehab. One of the things they first tell you to do is don't go around your old friends.
Correct.
Make new friends because your old friends are still going to do their habits. You're going to be around whatever the substance is. It could be gambling. It could be whatever whatever. Pick your addiction, right? Because your old friends didn't change. You gotta have to change your full lifestyle.
But at some point in if you're using a Christian model for it, at some point in your recovery, whether it's addicted to a drug or a candy bar, there's a potential that you will reach a point where that you can be the light
Oh, sure.
of hope.
Yeah. But not right away.
But not right away.
I
of
mean,
course.
you're under 30 days into this journey.
Oh, of course.
You
yeah.
know what I mean? You're not deep in this road of recovery
I know,
right
but
now.
there is a bowl of Hershey Kisses on my coffee
and
table.
a plate of donuts.
And a plate of donuts here.
in the lobby here. So, and there's like candy bars right back
right
here.
behind me. You're not at home, and it isn't on the. Even if you're watching, on
I don't think you
YouTube,
can see it, but there's
You can't see
paydays
it.
and M&Ms back here,
It's-
and
it's in
some applesauce
It's-
packets for my little one.
it's in my direct line of sight constantly.
It's like calling your name.
The entire podcast is right there, but not giving in.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Nobody needs that stuff, anyways. So I'm gonna throw it all away for you. No, I'll give it out. I'll give it
Yeah,
to people.
hand it away.
I'll like make a little. Maybe in your donut tray, I'll put.
Do you
all
know
the
who
candy
needs
bars.
more sugar?
Huh.
Kids, man.
Kids.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, they do love that stuff. Well, that you brought up an interesting point though, and I think I'm not a scientist. If you are one, feel free to I don't know, comment on the
Send us
YouTube
an
or
email.
something. Send us an email. But I think you can be addicted to sugar.
Oh, I think we all are.
I mean, I really think so. That
No.
I've had people argue this with
Keith,
me that you can't be addicted to it, but I think your body craves it.
It does. And we all are at a certain level, but 3 days in of no added sugar.
Yeah, you can taste
No,
things. that
headaches.
Oh yeah, like withdrawal.
Yeah.
Oof. That's not good.
So,
So you're only drinking like coffee, tea, and water.
yeah.
Do you do substitute sugar during
No.
this time?
No.
No, just because you don't like it, or it's not
It's not, yeah.
in the playbook.
Not in the playbook.
Like if you went and played some,
No, the sugar
like-
the sugar I use is I use dates.
you get with your wife.
No, like the fruit. It's like
Yeah, but you can't-
It's
okay.
like a fig.
You can't like grind up some dates and put it in your water for flavor. Oh, I guess they do. They got those the fruit thing.
Infusers?
Yeah, the infusers, little water bottles.
Little date juice.
Yeah, are those still in? That was like 10 years ago. They were all there. Everybody's walking around with like
Cucumbers in there.
cucumbers and lemons and like lemon and lime. Sure, I understand, but like like tomatoes. You're like, well, you have tomato. I like tomato water.
Just a splash of V8.
You know what I mean? Like that was just the weirdest trend I never really got a hold of. We tried once. Shauna, sorry, I'm gonna tell on my wife. Maybe this is oversharing.
Hey, that makes for a good podcast.
She struggles, I think, with breakfast because she doesn't want a lot of breakfast. Like she's not like, give me. If you gave her 4 pancakes on a plate, she'll eat about half those pancakes, like half, and that's it. So she's not like, I'll eat 4 eggs, hash browns, bacon, like loaded up for breakfast, right? So she struggles with what to eat for breakfast that is enough to fill her up, satisfy her, till lunch, right? And she gets those Belvita bars or whatever. That's kind of what she's settled on. But for a while there, it was like, I don't know. I don't want to say like a candy bar, but like a shortbread cookie or whatever she'd find. And she'd eat a shortbread cookie and maybe have a cup of coffee or whatever. And I kind of forgot where I was going with that.
Fascinating.
I really did. No, what was I thinking about?
Well, maybe you're going down the path that, we all have our different ways of managing and mitigating. I think like the next level they recommend, eating those higher calories in the morning and then tapering it off. Well, if I have a 2,000 calorie allotment for the day, man, I'm going to go as long as I can without tapping into the bank, right?
Oh yeah, no, me too.
But
That's why that didn't work for me. Like, it doesn't work for me to count calories because I'll wait till the end of the day
and then
and just eat one big meal.
and then go
And
to
then
sleep.
that's bad for you.
And then go to sleep. Yeah.
No, I was thinking about we tried smoothies once.
Oh, that's a good way to get thousands of calories.
Yeah,
all at once.
but like legit, really just kind of fruits ground up, you know, and then drinking it. But it wasn't very good.
Did you put some greens in there?
No, you try like a banana, handful of strawberries, maybe blueberry,
A pound of spinach.
bean, a little milk just to, get it, whatever. And I don't know, it just didn't taste like much.
I have a Jack LaLanne power juicer.
Oh yeah,
Not a sponsor.
not as much.
Love it. Favorite thing to juice? Beets.
Super beets.
Beet juice.
Beet juice. I'm not a big beet fan unless the beet juice is in some like V8. I drink
All you
V8
need,
all day.
you could do like a one beet, like a big, huge beet. Like
Do you
fist-
grow beets in the summer?
I have grown beets. Very difficult.
Are they?
Well, I don't grow them. I like to maintain God grows them. I plant the seed,
Stop it.
but like I don't make the beet.
Then
grow.
how do you know they're difficult to grow?
They're difficult
To plant correctly?
to plant correctly.
There you go.
It's the tiniest little seed, man.
Is it?
Oh,
I've
and
never
it's,
seen
and
it.
it's super. It's not. I guess it's not tiny like biblically you'd say a mustard seed. It's bigger
Yeah.
than that, but it's an odd shape. It's like it's like a teeny tiny sweet gum ball, like those the fall off the trees, the sweet gum trees, those spiky things. It's like it's like a little rough rock. It's
Can you overcrowd them, or you just slather them?
Well, if you overcrowd them, see a beet gets big compared to its seed, so you have to thin them,
Okay.
or they'll just bump into each other. But you only get like you put dust on top of it, right? Like
Huh?
it's just a dusting,
Just
like
a
that's
dusting.
How, you like seeds. You're like, oh,
You put them in your hand. You go.
how do
you know.
how do you plant the seed? Oh, put a 1/4 inch deep or 1/2 inch deep or an
Right,
inch
right.
deep or beets, man. It's like blow some wind and hope some dust settles on them. I don't know. They've only ever like done great once.
Yeah. We never tried beets. Done some radishes.
But the only thing is, I
feel like they're kind of the same.
no.
Radish
They look-
seeds are like
okay,
really
the
small.
seeds, yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, beet juice and apple juice, mixture of apple beet juice.
And that
Delightful.
but you're juicing the apple
Yeah.
because you can't get that concentrated stuff. It's got so much sugar in it.
Yeah. Just run her through the old Jack LaLanne power juicer.
Bzzz. All right. Well, I think that's about all the time we had for today.
It is.
via
Hey.
our sand.
Hey, I
timer.
want to just see if anybody's listening. On our website, there's a connect
Carney.church.
Carney.church. There's a connect page, and there's a form down below. You can connect with us. If you have a topic or something you'd like to hear us discuss or bring into the conversation, drop us a line there, and we'll see what we can do to bring it in. We're always looking for good stuff to talk about on our very clearly, because of our sand timer, uncut, unedited, unscripted podcast.
Trust us.
So anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. This is Keith.
This is Mitch.
And thanks for joining the Layman's Term Show. And
Catch you next time.
We'll see you next week.